How's it going, you beautiful people of the internet? It's your boy Solomon coming at you live through the power of not TikTok, Twitch. Jeez, I'm clearly starting off on the wrong foot today. Hello, Bookworm. Thank you for the resub. X null months, such a long period of time. I believe that was an 8-month resub. Thank you so much for the support. It means a whole lot. Also, 1 month away from a stream, baby. That's how it works. So, I hope you're ready for a stream, baby. Zeke, Nito, hope you guys are both living the dream out here. Yeah, what was the wrap up to the dog thing? Animal Control came and posted them on the local police department's Facebook page. I mean, I guess that's the best, like, you're gonna get, huh? Hopefully their owners are found and they weren't actually, they weren't actually dropped off, and in fact, they just, got out together or something. I mean, that's still a damn shame that somebody would own them and not have collars and tags on them, but, Amy and I are hoping it's not people from Ohio dumping dogs at, quote, the animal shelter they heard about out our way. Doesn't one of your neighbors have a suspicious email name? Because, like, I feel like that could be the key problem here. Or could be part of the problem, and maybe should be brought to somebody else's attention. Talked to him, though. He didn't know anything about him. I mean, fair, but at the same time, like, has he posted anywhere that people might have seen him and thought, oh, hey, he's probably a shelter for dogs. I should just go drop them off in that area. They'll find him, and it'll sort itself. Because 3 dogs in, like, the matter of, 2 weeks? That's a bit excessive, especially for your road, which is a dead-end road that people would have to go out of their way to get to. Like, don't get me wrong, dogs can walk up a hill, so, like, they could have been dropped anywhere, but, like, 3 dogs in 2 weeks is a bit much. That's my knowledge, but if we have a boatload of strays in our area, I mean, woof, but, like, we're leaving food out, not gonna lie. Well, it's a complex situation with many moving parts, I guess. My dad's cat is one of those 2 friendly strays. I mean, the outside cat that is Tristan's old cat, which makes it my old cat, he's a 2 friendly stray cat. That's like my area. There's a lot of feral stray cats around, but every so often we'll find a cat that's far too friendly to people to be feral. Yeah. Which you gotta be careful with, because I know my mom at one point was a crazy cat lady, and the neighbor on her block was putting out poison, which disgusts me. There are 37 different options than that, you know what I mean? But some people are just absolutely morbid. She was also a crazy old lady, so, like, alright, well, I was seen 2 or 3 other dogs in recent weeks. When I tried to get them, they ran down in the neighborhood down the hill. So like, seeing dogs just walking around isn't out of the ordinary. Most of them have collars too. But the difference is that like, I don't know where you caught these 2. Like, I don't know if they were in your yard or visiting the neighbor's dogs that are never inside or what. But like, the first one was like literally just chilling, staring at your neighbor's dogs right next door. Like, if they're actually like up on your, you know, little dead end road there and you're seeing them in that many numbers, that's a problem. Yeah, like if they're literally right off of your front porch, like, that's troubling. I mean, ignoring them's better than the alternative. People who could be cruel to animals are absolutely capable of doing the same thing to a person and cannot be trusted. True story. True story. Alright, music. Time for you to get out of here. Time for us to boot up a lovely little game.
Danganronpa.
Man, what a bop.
Danganronpa.
Alright, so we're back learning about locked door murders. And how there's like 4 different ones of those. Oh?
In other words,
Basically, the killer uses a special contraption or tool from outside to target the victim inside. You push a switch and it fires a handgun. You shoot an arrow through a gap in the door, or something like that.
however,
But in this case, that doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrows in the school. The door doesn't have any gap that would allow it. Yeah, I think we could probably cross that one off the list.
it's true.
The third type is when the killer stays in the room until it's opened up. What do you mean by that? That the killer stays in the room until someone opens the... That one wasn't tricky! God damn it, the brain cell! The brain cell!
In other words,
They stay hidden, and when the doors open, they use the confusion to blend in with the group. They pretend they showed up along with everyone else, and that's that. That sounds like it could have been possible. Maybe.
it's true.
And the fourth and final type is when it wasn't actually a locked room at all. Not a locked
In
room.
other words,
By that I mean, there actually is an alternate escape route somewhere within the room. You see this a lot in novels and things, but in reality it's generally not possible. Then you think we can cross that one off too?
Indeed.
I believe so, yes. So, when it comes to locked room mysteries, those are the basics.
So there are 4 possibilities.
Then, Kyoko, which of these 4 choices seems the most likely in this case?
It's true.
That's a good question. Answering that should be our primary focus during this trial. But right now, I can't really say.
I see. The way the killer set up the locked room, until I figure that out, the truth behind Sakura's death will stay hidden. It's definitely a tough mystery. I need to concentrate and investigate as much as I can. For Sakura, if nothing else. Alright. So, we've got a big protein thing broken over here. We've got what is the note that I had brought up that is a problem. We've got something broken back there. We've got blood. And magazines. Magazines are probably not important to a murder. There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance of the room.
So...
It looks like a protein drink, and it's empty.
Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein. And she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments.
wrong.
I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you.
I know. But still, this protein can... It's got a label on it that says Chem A2. It reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the Chem Lab had all sorts of health stuff. So she must have gotten this from the Chem Lab.
Just a second.
But that's strange.
Huh? What is?
Hey,
You see what's scattered around the can?
Shards of light blue glass. They must be parts of the window I broke to get inside.
correct.
But they aren't just scattered around the can. They're also underneath it.
Why does that matter?
So...
I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take note of it. I feel like it'll become an important clue later on.
An important clue? I'm not sure I see how. Alright, interesting development. I saw Hero vent Big Sus. I had a feeling I'd missed the death when I had to bounce super quick yesterday. It absolutely destroyed me, and here we are now. There are shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura was sitting in. The glass is all red, and these are the top and bottom sections of a bottle, right? So this must have originally been a bottle. Can we find a label on it? There's something else on the ground near the glass. It's a figure. It fits in the palm of my hand. It's a Monokuma figure. It was also a chess piece. Probably important. Oh, okay, that's what the red bottle was. There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. And inside each bottle, there's some kind of Monokuma figure. This is the one death I remember from the anime, and I hate it. No spoils. I made my prediction of what I think happened here. I'm not going to repeat it. So if you were there yesterday to hear it, you heard my predictions of this trial. And I don't know if I hope I'm right or I hope I'm wrong, because no matter what, it sucks. What I'm wondering is, how'd they get those figures inside the bottles?
So...
It's no different from your standard ship in a bottle.
Huh?
You know, where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat placed inside. You've never seen that?
Oh yeah, maybe I have.
In other words...
So, this is the Monokuma version of that. A Monokuma bottle, if you will.
Cool. Cool. I feel like I'm starting to make sense of things little by little. Are you? The Monokuma bottle is sitting on the shelf. The Monokuma figure we found on the ground. The red shards of glass, which probably started out as a bottle. Which would mean Sakura must have been hit in the head with a Monokuma bottle, right? The shards of glass and the Monokuma figure are evidence of that. So I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. I don't think it is, bud. There's a blood stain in front of the magazine shelf. It must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? because she threw up blood. She was trying to pass the time waiting, and she threw up blood there, and she was just looking for a good magazine to read, and there wasn't any muscle mags. Same shelf full of magazines. There's all different kinds of magazines here. But was there a muscle magazine? Alright. This looks like some kind of wrapper. Oh, I was wrong. I thought it'd be a note.
Huh?
Ah, that's... You recognize it, Hina?
Well,
Yeah. I mean, I gave it to her. That's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help her calm down a little. So you gave that candy to Sakura? I found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on them. You really like them that much? But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself. That's why I gave it to her. But now, they've lost all their flavor. You know. Oh. I believe that this is our case's... what's the term? This is this case's blue trout. Galaxy Brain on the case. I think this is our case's yellow tuna, if you will. You know, the classic saying.
however,
But for Sakura to have been killed,
Yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a fight.
it's true.
and she certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirit. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? They must have taken her by surprise.
They must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
Certainly, they would have needed to if they expected to stand any chance against her.
She specifically just said, I wonder if anyone did get the best of her. Yeah, well, Sakura, I think, got the best of Sakura. Yeah, I understand you couldn't listen into me while you were, doing work. God forbid you do your job while I'm doing my part-time job. The nerve. The unmitigated gall. This door is the only way in or out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock, and there's no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. The only notable changes to the door is the smashed window, which happened, of course, when I broke it to get inside. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself.
What the heck?
We already know who did it.
I won't forgive
Byakuya,
you.
Toko, or Hiro. It had to be one of them. They couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Makoto? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Then let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all three of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here in the rec room. What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own. When I saw her again after that, she said she left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon? The Monokuma file said she died right around then. I'm telling you the truth. I heard it right from Sakura herself. And I tried to stop her. But she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, that she just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. If I'd stopped her, by force even, this never would have happened. First of all, you ain't gonna stop her by fucking force ever. Nah. It's impossible not to have regrets, I know. But the fact that she had asked those three to meet with her, and she asked them to come to the rec room at noon, the same time and place she ended up dying, it might be good to confirm what I just heard with the three of them directly. Okay, so Sakura left notes for them to come and talk to her. This still leans back into my earlier statement that she believed there would not be any peace if she were to stay in the game, if you will, if she were to stay around. So I still stick to my guns here. If the only person that can best Sakura is Sakura. I'm at the part where it's like 95% ice, and I just want that last little sip of Coke. Which I think Addicts has said the same thing about Coke at points, but...
What?
What do you want? You're bothering me. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room? So you found out. Interesting. Then it's true. I did receive a note to that effect, yes. What fool would do what it said and risk being killed by that monster? So you didn't go see her? Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. Yaka says he didn't go see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact.
Come on.
If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. Hey, thanks. You really want that bit of drink? Did they finally start putting the cocaine back in? I'm guessing. That, or it's my crippling addiction to caffeine and hoping something will make me feel alive for 2 seconds. Big locker. Huh, the locker's open, and there on the inside, it's a handprint.
Why?
What's a handprint doing there? It looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and left a handprint in all the dust.
It's true.
And it looks quite fresh, too. I'd say someone was hiding here in the locker, and they left behind a little something extra. So then, maybe the killer hid in there until the locked room was opened, don't you think? And during all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group.
Wrong.
Unfortunately, that's not a possibility. Yeah, because the group is like 6 people. 2 of you were standing in the room with a body while 1 ran and got everybody else. It is literally gonna be, like, you would need, like, that's a DC 30 stealth check, for sure. Huh? Why not?
Hey.
Think back. Before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right? Oh yeah, and the locker was already open at that point. Okay, fair enough.
Indeed.
There was about 37 other reasons. So there's no way someone could have hidden in there until after we opened the door. Yeah, so then, what does this handprint mean? It means somebody looked in the locker. What else do you want? Also, I've switched. Oops. They fucking better after the 3 years we've had. Fair point. That reminds me, I said I'd try to quit caffeine after I ran out of coffee, and I'm almost out of coffee. Oh no! Also, I've switched to half calf. I'm down 8 cups of coffee, and I downed 8 cups of coffee, and I'm concerned about my caffeine intake. I was at the doctor's recently. They asked my caffeine intake, and I just laughed, and like they had very nervous side eyes. I don't think there was anyone locked in the locker, but maybe. Unless somebody has moved the locker from the first floor where Hero was trapped, or the second floor area where Hero was trapped by the pool to here in the rec room. Alright, here's the part I've been dreading. Sakura drew her last breath sitting slumped forward in this chair. There's obvious evidence of the blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally I wouldn't have any problem believing that that's what killed her, but according to the Monokuma file, she had also vomited blood. And I could see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. So what could have caused her to vomit blood? The Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. Maybe her getting hit on the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood? Not a chance. Yakuya.
That's fine.
However, your eyes have landed on a most interesting location.
Interesting.
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting, don't you agree?
No, I don't think I'd call it interesting. But it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died. Yeah, bud. I could believe one of the 3 people that tried to meet with Sakura, in fact, did lash out and try to attack her. And failed miserably, and Sakura was like, okay, you've made your point, now leave. I got a feeling that's the only thing I could picture the red herring being. And I don't think you poisoned her. Speaking of code, how much you gotta have to leave a handprint in it? They were baking in there. I gotta talk to you before I can leave.
Hey,
She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in mind and spirit. I was clearly able to get the upper hand on her. I wonder, did someone get you?
I already talked to
certainly.
you. Okay, can I leave? Absolutely not. Okay, what didn't I click on yet? I should hit the tab button. Alright, we already did that. Come on, get me out of here. Not the clock. Already checked the bottles, already checked the locker, that. I checked all of that. I clicked everything, didn't I? Oh, the chair itself, that makes sense. The chair was shoved up against the doorknob, so we couldn't get the door open. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair had been shoved up against it. This kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening. There was no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. So the killer must have created the locked door from inside, not from the outside.
Listen.
Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation?
Yeah, I think so, for the most part.
So then,
Then you should probably go talk with people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave.
listen to me.
Which is why I've decided you'll go in my place.
She decided? She's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. But she's giving me the brain cell! But she's right, I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with 2 other people. I need to hear what they have to say. That we do. We do need to hear that. Come on, let me out of the room! Why do I gotta push the button? The door is physically there. Those other 2 probably went back to their rooms. Oh, come on, that's not where I wanted to go first. I had a much more concerning place to check. Which door do I want to try first? Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. I pressed the doorbell. Little ding dong! After a few seconds. Huh?
Who's there?
Most negative aura I've ever felt. An aura of total decay.
What do you want?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach.
Baking, that reminds me. I wanna try baking potato bread sometime soon. Thanks, YouTube video that got recommended to me for no reason. Sounds like me on TikTok whenever this guy was showing us how to make like mead over a weekend, and it's super simple. It's way easier than brewing beer. And now I kind of want to do it.
I was in such a good mood, too.
She didn't look like she was in a good mood.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Need to get bananas to make hit monkey bread. Yo, I bought bananas for the explicit purpose of baking banana bread.
Must be nice to buy groceries.
Obviously annoyed, Toko slithered out into the hall. Eternal banana.
What do you want? You said you wanted to talk to me about something?
Yeah, Bookworm wasted their points.
Ha, nice. Also, eternal banana.
Wanted to talk about the fact that Sakura had asked to meet with you.
Well,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Byakuya already told me she had asked to meet with him.
What? She wanted to meet with Master too? I just said two, didn't I? I guess now it's totally obvious, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. So, can you tell me about it?
I admit I did get the note, but I didn't go see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go.
Toko claims she didn't go see her, but can I really believe her? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact.
Is that good enough? Then I'm going back to my room.
With that, Toko quickly retreated into her room. Hey. This girl has zero poker face. Very true. I believe that Toko did not, in fact, go and see Sakura. I don't think Toko went and saw Sakura. Not Toko. Toko would never. I pressed the doorbell. Ding dong! After a few seconds, a cloud of smoke came out of the door, and this man practically floated. What's up, Makoto? Do you need something? Indeed, hero. Yeah, actually, I just wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you.
What?
How do you know about that?
Could it be?
Oh, did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have your special abilities awakened in you? Well, I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Ogre told me herself that she asked Byakuya and Toko to come too. What? When did Sakura tell you that?
What?
Oh, well,
When
she asked me to meet with her, of course. But didn't she write you a note? Yeah, a note.
How about that?
She gave it to me in person, and she happened to mention the others, like, in passing. I gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. So then you went and met with Sakura.
You got it all
Oh,
wrong.
no way, I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Yeah, definitely suspicious.
Actually,
Last time I saw Ogre was when Hina got hurt, and I took her to the nurse's office.
don't look at me.
I haven't seen her since then. While I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you? Do I still have it? Let's see. Hiro was feeling around in his pockets.
Hey, come on.
Oh, sorry, looks like I don't have it anymore. With a big goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands back out of his pockets. But when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hiro's pocket. Huh?
Huh?
Oh! Ah! Quick as the wind, Hiro snatched it back up again and shoved it back into his pocket.
Hey, come on.
Oh, sorry. Just a bit of trash I forgot to throw away. Trash? Oh, anyway, I can't deny that Ogre asked to meet with me, but I never went. So, well, if you'll excuse me. Before waiting for a reply, Hiro quickly slipped back into his room. Hiro said that was just trash, but there's no way that's all there was to it. So, Hiro did go meet with Sakura. And there was obviously a candy truce. Zeke, have you not been here with the amount of times we've talked about the truth bullets? Okay, so I've heard from Toko and Hiro. What next? I'll definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again, but on top of that, maybe I should find out more about the protein can we found on the floor of the rec room. I'm sure it must have come from the chem lab. So where should I start? The chem lab! But I could just map. Really need to just start using the map. 4th floor, chem lab. I've somehow missed all of them. I'm very impressed by that, actually. Yeah, there was many moments about the fact that we fire a truth gun with truth bullets, and there's a silencer you can put on there. Makoto, you have your eye on the chem lab too. Just make sure you don't get in my way. Yeah, I got it. I think what you meant to say was, yes, sir, I understand. I meant to say, fuck off, Byakuya! Bitch. I hate this man. I want him to be the murderer. More than anything in my life, I want this man to be the murderer. When do we get to use the truth AK-47? It would be a truth M4. Or a truth AR-15. Silence the truth while also shooting the truth at the lie to expose the even greater truth. Then bust out your truth katana and get into a truth sword battle. Oh no, throw your truth grenade! There's too many lies! Oh! This isn't my first time seeing the shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. I should probably take a closer look at it. Looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf. But more important right now, what's that powder that's been spilled in front of the shelf? I'll have to be careful not to step in it. So a poison from shelf C that has been clearly marked is spilled all over the floor. So on this shelf is... It looks like a bunch of chemicals that I have no idea what they are. They're reagents. Put simply, they're used in experiments to bring about a chemical reaction. How have you lived in such ignorance for so long? It must truly be bliss. Isn't that kind of harsh?
What?
What? You think studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world?
That's fine.
The words of a lifelong loser. Which, I suppose, suits you well. I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Right now I need to focus on the shelf. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter B and a number. So I guess I consider that part of the shelving unit Section B. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. In which case, I don't think I have to worry too much about this shelf. Do not. Shelf A. Let's see, what's on the shelf? There are all kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines. The protein drink we found in the rec room probably came from this shelf. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter A and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit Section A. Huh? But wait. There's one bottle here that's labeled Chem C9. Could someone have put it here on accident? No. There's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where all the powder came from? It looks like the bottle has a label on it. Chem C4. Would you like to hear something interesting? I was on the 4th floor this morning, checking things out, and at that point, the room wasn't like this. Then, this powder must have been spilled.
In other words...
That's right. It could only have been around the time of the incident. If that really is when it happened, it must be related to the case somehow. Source of the powder has been added to the truth bullets. On this shelf is... One look, and I can tell it's nothing but dangerous chemicals. These look like poisons and other powerful chemicals. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter C and a number, so I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit Section C. I should try to find out more about this shelving unit. Looks like it's split into 3 sections. Section A has dietary supplements, Section B has reagents, and Section C has fucking poisons. Sakura must have gotten the protein powder from Section A. What concerns me is that in Section A, there was a bottle with a label from Section C. What was a bottle of poison from Section C doing in Section A? There's definitely something going on there. Yeah. Dash of that C added to the protein powder so she could, stomach the poison. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. I better not leave a footprint. These are footprints. Yeah, but God, brilliant light bulb. And they're only in front of the left shelf. How do these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? We may need to sketch out the floor plan. Should have done your voice. I'm sorry, Byakuya. I just hate you that much. By we, do you mean me? How kind of you to offer. With an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper and a pen.
What?
Well, let's go. Chop, chop. Okay. So I got to work, and before long, I'd drawn up a sketch of the room. So, how's this? Not bad. For you, I mean. For me.
I see.
So, when you look at it like this, interesting. It would appear that whoever left those footprints only had business at the leftmost shelf. They came in, went straight to that shelf, did whatever they had to do, and then left. That's what the footprints tell me.
I see.
These footprints must be.
It's certainly possible.
Makoto, are they yours? No.
What?
Okay, then let me see your shoes and I'll confirm their size for myself. I couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly did what Byakuya said. I see. Your feet do appear to be too big. Unfortunately, I must admit these are not your footprints. Unfortunately? But with how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to. These prints really are a valuable clue. I should probably take a good hard look at the powder. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor in front of the shelf. There's also the remains of a broken bottle. It looks like the bottle was labeled Chem C4. Also, it looks like someone left footprints in the powder. Based on the position of the prints, whoever it was only went to the left side of the shelf. According to Byakuya, the powder would have had to have been spilled right around the time of the incident. That's all I can tell for now. I have a headache. This game's giving me a headache. I've already taken a good look at the chem lab. Maybe I should take another look around the rec room. Yeah, let's please, get me, please. That brain cell didn't last long. It didn't. Christ alive, get me out of here. Okay, got it. Got it. Alright.
Hey,
So Makoto, how's your investigation going? I told Kyoko and what Toko and Hiro had told me.
I see.
So along with Byakuya, they're both claiming they didn't go to see her. But it's all too convenient. Someone must be lying. Someone's lying? You saw the candy! Wrapper!
Anyway,
Well, I've made some progress of my own. Sakura's body, the shelf of magazines, and the Monokuma bottles. The three things have revealed new clues. You do well to look them over one more time. Yeah, absolutely. No problem. Kyoko said the magazine shelf was hiding a clue of some kind. Clue. I don't see a very large blue paw print. Huh? This magazine is upside down. Did someone put it back that way on accident?
hey,
If something catches your eye, it's important for you to explore that in detail, don't you think? Yeah, you're right. I picked up the inverted magazine and flipped through it. This is one of the pages near the center of the magazine. A word had been written in bold, bloody letters, and it said Toko. Could this be a dying message?
Correct.
Then it would appear you found it.
Kyoko, is this?
So,
It is indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it.
Dying message?
however,
But just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. Made sure to put it back exactly as I found it for the benefit of others who might come looking.
Hey, is that? That says Togo, right? Yeah, it looks like it. Then she's the killer, right? Man, Blue could just skidoo on out of this situation. Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet. It's settled. She's the killer for sure. That's conclusive evidence, right? We can use it to corner the killer. I can see why you would think that, but it just seems too easy. If anything, it makes me that much more suspicious. It does. I think Kyoko said she found a new clue involving the Monokuma bottles. Something new, something new.
hey,
Looks like they're... Did you figure it out? It's a hidden correlation between all the bottles.
Pay careful attention and you're sure to find it.
Hey Kyoko, can't you just tell me what it is?
so,
I don't mind guiding you toward clues, but giving you my conclusion isn't a good idea. Each person needs to come to their own conclusion so that everyone can have confidence in the outcome.
And it's not just because you don't trust me, right? No answer?
I do trust you, to a degree. Otherwise, I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with.
Only to a degree? Yeah, the answer is that it seems like one of the chess pieces are...
Actually, there's one other thing about the Monokuma bottles that's bothering me. I'd like to do an experiment to confirm it. You don't mind helping me, right?
An experiment?
anyway,
Can you gather up all the pieces of the broken Monokuma bottle? Try to get the smaller pieces, too.
Huh? Are you sure it's okay to mess with the crime scene like
that
that?
doesn't matter.
I already have done a thorough investigation, so it's fine. And that obnoxious Byakuya is not here yet, so...
So then,
Anyway, I need to get something from the chem lab. While I'm gone, try to gather up all the glass.
With that, Kyoko left the room. I really don't know what this is about, but what choice do I have? I'd better just do it. I took the broom and dustpan and got to work collecting all the broken bottle pieces. And just as I finished up...
Sorry to keep you waiting.
so then,
Is everything ready? Then let's get to work.
So what kind of experiment are we doing?
in other words,
I got a scale from the chem lab. We're going to use it to compare weights.
Compare the weights of what?
The pieces of glass you collected in one of the Monokuma bottles that's still intact.
Why do you want to do that?
That's the point of the experiment. It'll make sense when we're done.
listen,
First, let's compare the weight of 2 of the normal Monokuma bottle.
It's balanced,
in other words,
Means each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same.
which makes sense.
Monokuma figures inside are basically the same and nothing else could really affect the weight.
so then,
Now, here comes the important part. Put all the pieces you picked up on one side of the scale. Now, what might we expect to see?
Well, a normal assumption would be either they'll balance out or the pieces I collected will be lighter. I did my best to get them all, but there's a chance I could have missed some here and
so
there.
then,
Okay, then let's give it a try.
They're significantly heavier. The broken pieces are heavier? How is that possible?
I knew it.
Just as I thought.
What?
In other words,
Result of our experiment and the correlation between each of the bottles, put it all together.
hey,
I believe you arrive at one very persuasive conclusion.
So, what do you think?
It's all on you.
Thing? According to Kyoko, there's still something to be discovered from Sakura's body.
just a second.
Staring off into space isn't going to help you figure anything out. Yeah, I know, but
Hey.
don't you think you might need to actually examine the body?
Whew.
There's no getting around it. Unlike me, Kyoko didn't recoil at the thought of touching a dead body. She was completely unemotional. The kind of thing I've grown perversely used to. Although, there are still some times. I can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I still can't get used to it.
It's true.
That's totally normal. Then, how can you?
So,
I imagine it's because I've had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past. What? Sorry, never mind.
hey,
More importantly, look here. Her shoes?
correct.
See that yellow powder on her instep? Yeah, it really stands out.
I see.
That powder is clue number 1. Yeah! Wild.
Hey,
Next is the wound to her head. Look carefully.
it's true.
Actually, even telling you that, it's incredibly difficult to spot, so let me just explain.
It would
It
seem...
would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows to the head. Blows?
Indeed.
Interesting, wouldn't you say? And there's one more interesting thing.
Correct.
Both of her hands were spotless. There's absolutely no trace of blood on either one.
It's true.
That's what I learned from examining her body in detail. She's the ultimate detective! It's not that fucking... Come on, guys. She has the brain cell and never gave us her role. She's the ultimate Nancy Drew. I can't believe she was able to learn all that just by looking at her body. I don't believe anyone but Kyoko could have pulled that off. She's a scientific serial killer.
Whoops! You caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring I couldn't stay awake.
Nancy Drew. More like Nancy Drew this 9 filled with truth bullets. That might be one of the best ones you've ever said, Zeke. That was really good.
Should I do it? Is it okay? Can I? Okay, then let's begin the class trial. You know where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
It's already time, but the mystery of the locked room is still only half solved. At this point, whatever happens will have to happen at the class trial. No, not whatever happens. I have to make something happen. Monokuma made his announcement, and everyone began to meet up one after another. And then... Who the ultimate martial artist? A locked room murder mystery. Winky face. Woo.
What?
What the? I've just recently discovered the power of emoticons. This fucking bear. This goddamn bear. I've just recently learned the power of emoticons. Thank you, 2010. Like, no matter how awful something is, if you toss in a smiley face, it turns positive.
Yes, indeed.
For example, you're at a picnic and you find a dead body. Oh, this is just plain creepy.
Well?
And how about the reverse? No matter how great something is, if you put in a sad face, it makes it look super negative.
Yes, indeed.
For example, do you have 100 friends? Oh, he's right. That does make it seem sad.
I can't wait! I can't wait!
Look at this fourth wall breaking bullshit. I hope this bear dies. I love this bear. Oh, now please. Oh, now then. Oh, please get on the elevator. I'll see you all down there. And then he's done the dancing Kirby. Oh, Christ. What the hell was that? Oh, I don't get it.
Just the worst.
I don't get you guys. How can you act so casual after murdering someone?
Don't look at me.
I don't think I'm acting casual.
Don't be mean.
I mean, I didn't murder anyone.
What the heck?
Yeah, I'm completely innocent. How dare you call me a murderer?
What the heck?
Whatever. Either way, the truth will be revealed soon enough. Because there can be no doubt, one of us is the culprit. The killer, the one that murdered Sakura. She was stronger than anyone I know. Yet someone killed her. And that person is here? That person is one of us? Hey, fun fact I'd like to point out that I'm noticing in this. Every other time that we've said that sentence, you know, the killer is here. Someone in this room. One of us. It's been said with a period or an exclamation point. But on this case, it was said with a question mark. I wish Dr. Worm was able to be awake in here right now, because I was giving them my predictions of the way this whole story was gonna go, and she, you know, credit to her, refused to spoil anything. But she, like, took everything into consideration and seemed very surprised with, like, how deep I was looking into a lot of this stuff, and just little things like that, where it's a question mark there instead of an exclamation point or a point or a pyramid. The seeds of doubt have been sown. I'm sticking to my guns going into this. Sakura absolutely poisoned herself and chose to be, like, it was the only option out. However, I need to know how many, if any, of these people went and talked to Sakura. Because I think 2 of the 3 did. I genuinely don't think Byakuya did. Only because he would not take the risk. It's his MO. Why would he even go and talk to Sakura if he doesn't trust Sakura? He would not leave his room for that. The other 2, I could see going and talking to Sakura. And it said that she received 2 head wounds. So did Hiro panic and try to assault her? And then Toko, probably as Genocide Jack, lashed out? And thus Sakura went, well, 2 of the 3 attacked me, the 3rd one didn't even show up. It's clear that if I'm still here, we're never going to find peace again. I'm gonna make some last act of, you know, let's make a stand type of thing. Come on, it's time to put an end to this. I made my way toward the elevator, but with each step I took, felt like I was moving further and further away from my goal. I could feel a chilling fear running through me, trying to make me rot from the inside out. No matter how many times I go through this, it never gets any easier. We climbed into our steel prison in total silence. Onto the elevator! We watched the doors close. Felt it begin its sinister descent. The elevator lowered, uttering its all-too-familiar clunking sounds. God, this elevator's empty now. It fell lower and lower, and as suddenly as always, the ride was over. The doors opened once again. What, cat? I'm in the middle of a murder trial, Navi. I'm in the middle of a murder trial. I've got time to pet you. This is horrible.
Oh, just the 6 of you, huh? Really?
This is kind of depressing.
Oh, that's so few. You must be so lonely.
You say that like it's not your fault we're all that's left.
I wonder, will the class trial end with one less classmate again? Or, see?
I know that, like, they're... But, come on.
Oh, will your school life come to an end completely?
Now then.
Oh, now then, are we ready to begin? You know the drill. Find your assigned seats.
Navi did in fact demand attention. And so the curtain opened for the 4th time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly sakura, a deadly poison, a deadly head wound, a deadly upside-down magazine, a deadly class trial, a deadly, a deadly save, a deadly overwrite. Let's set our deadly skill. Jesus Christ. Vocabulary. Increases bullet capacity. Effective during the bullet time battle. I mean, that's actually not bad. Do I have any others that I might want to put on? Steadies your aim a little. Effective during the non-stop debate and the Hangman's Gambit. If they stack, that's not a bad idea because I can afford to put it on. Increases the time limit for each phase. Effective during the class trial. I mean... Actually, let's just take Lost in Thought. One minute, I have a message. Don't tell me I'm gonna have to cut this stream short. That's not gonna be. Let's take a look at our truth bullets before going in. Got the Monokuma file, we got the rec room door that we broke in and it couldn't have been locked. There is no lock and it was propped up with a chair. Sakura was found dead, seated in a chair, slumped forward. Traces of blood were found around her mouth, presumably from where she vomited blood. However, there was no injury or indication as to why she would have vomited blood. Alright, I might have to pause the stream, guys. I'll keep you posted here. I might have a visitor, apparently. Hopefully it won't take too long. Alright, let's start this, and I will probably have to send you guys to a Be Right Back screen here in about 15-20 minutes or so. Navi, that has nothing to do with you. Couldn't hear her, but she yelled. I have no idea why somebody's... It's my old roommate's dad. I have no idea why one of the dads are coming to visit me. I hope it's nothing important. Hopefully won't take long. But let's get into this murder mystery.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone hides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, where to begin?
We already know who did it.
Do we?
Whoa, deja vu.
The one who killed Sakura is one of the people that hated her. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It was one of you.
Idiot.
I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I'd never kill someone. No way.
I don't want to hear your stupid excuses.
Hina seems really sure that one of these three is the killer, but she must have some reason for believing that. Well, yeah, she went over it.
It was one of you. One of you killed Sakura.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
God damn it.
That's low. That's about as low as you can get.
Alright, I know the answer, they're moving faster than I expected. I gotta start slowing it down.
Was one of you. One of you killed.
And what
Talk
reason
like a
do you-
chipmunk.
You hated her.
Is that it?
Me
That
knows
doesn't
that.
make any sense.
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
Bada boom, baby!
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong! Objection!
Another reason you suspect them is because Sakura wanted to meet with them, right?
Yeah, and that was right before she died. So there's no doubt about it. One of those three killed her.
I can't disagree with Hina. There's good reason to suspect all three of them. And does that mean one of them did it? Too easy, baby! Too easy! Another thing I want to talk about, the pocket trash.
The fact that Sakura wanted to meet with all three of them, there's no way that's not suspicious. One of you is absolutely guilty.
Two of them
I
I
don't
think
deny
could be
that
guilty
she
of
wanted to
meeting
meet
them-
with us,
meeting
but-
with her.
I never went to see her.
I believe that.
I didn't either.
Possible, but
Yeah, same here. I never saw her.
No, that's wrong.
no, that's wrong.
Hiro, when we were talking before, you dropped a small piece of paper, remember? It was white with red polka dots.
What's that got to do with anything?
Red polka dots? That's gotta be the wrapper from the candy I gave Sakura.
No, it's,
Ever since we got into the warehouse, I totally monopolized that entire box of candy. So there's no way a single one of them was left in the warehouse.
You know, the thing I'll never understand about this game, and I imagine the future games are like that as well. Also, by the way, I've heard that the third game is absolutely fantastic, so I might stream both 2 and 3 at this point, because this is a real fun time in general doing voices for characters. So I just wanted to let you guys know 3 might happen on stream as well. Originally I was going to play it off stream, but it might happen on stream.
In that case, Hiro, where did you get that piece of candy?
From what I understand, the third one takes place in an alternate universe, but there is tie back to this game and the second game, which is the only reason I've kind of been waiting to play it. But
From Sakura! It's the only explanation.
Well, I mean, yeah, sure I got it from her, but she gave it to me forever ago. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to her.
When? When did she give it to you?
The last time you saw Sakura was when Hina had to go to the nurse's office, right?
Yeah, so I must have got it sometime before then.
But what Hiro said can't be right, because Sakura could only have gotten the candy after the incident in the nurse's office. And the reason I know that is because Sakura loved candy too much to share. When Sakura got the candy, Hiro got the candy from Hina. Bada boom.
I got it! I'm not sure about that, Hiro.
I'll not understand. Why would you lie? Why would you, like, listen?
Hina didn't actually give Sakura the candy till after she left the nurse's office.
So even if you didn't commit a murder, right? But you could be at the place of said murder, why wouldn't you just be as honest as you can in this situation and talk yourself out of it instead of lying and making yourself look even more suspicious? You know what I mean? I mean, I get it. It's a lose-lose if you went and talked to Sakura and then she died the next day. But, like, lying about it extensively is only gonna add, like, cause more trouble.
So if that was the last time you saw her, there's no reason you should have had that candy.
Damn it! I mean, what I meant was,
Like, don't get me wrong, Hiro didn't do the murder, but...
Oh, that's right! I did meet up with her in the rec room. You got a problem with that?
Is he just... Was he too stoned and forgot?
Why the sudden hostility?
But we just talked, that's all. I didn't do anything, you gotta believe me!
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
You're acting incredibly suspicious!
Hiro, you're acting incredibly suspicious. Your mom, bro! Ha! You got him!
More hostility.
It's not just normal hostility! You're the real culprit! I even have proof!
Do you have proof?
Proof? What are you talking about?
Like, literally, just hit her with the Uno reverse.
I'm talking about her shining message.
What would a shining message even
At
be?
the scene of the crime, she had written out Toko in her own blood, right? It was her dying message. Just like what you guys were talking about with Sayaka.
That's true. I saw it for myself.
See? See? Toko did it!
What are you saying? No way! I didn't do it!
You just don't know when you're beat, do ya?
Hiro, hold on. When did you see that dying message of hers?
Huh? Well, when we found Ogre's body. Duh.
But if you recall, Hina was very adamant about keeping you away from the scene of the crime.
Hiro, what are you doing?
It's hard to believe that's when you actually saw the message for yourself.
Huh? Hold on. When Kyoko found the magazine with the dying message in it, it was on the magazine shelf.
I got it! Kyoko, you found the magazine on the magazine shelf, right?
That's right. Looking through the shelf, I found the magazine with the dying message on it. I found it right there at the scene of the crime, after we'd started the investigation.
If that's true, then what Hiro just said doesn't really make sense, does it?
No, Hiro's like literally just been digging this hole to the center of
Doesn't
the earth.
make sense? What doesn't make sense? Everything I said makes perfect sense.
It really doesn't, Hiro, buddy. Definitely something strange about it. Kyoko found the dying message during the investigation, in which case, that clearly contradicts what Hiro told us. This is where it's gonna trick me with something really stupid in the bullet section here, and I'm gonna be really mad.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When
Yep.
Ogre's body was discovered.
That doesn't make
And
sense.
I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
It doesn't make sense, Hiro.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf.
That one. There we go.
When I
hit the
pulled
wrong
it
button.
out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem?
What I said makes total sense.
This is probably not gonna be right, but I'm gonna take this shot.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong!
When Sakura's body was found, that magazine was sitting on the shelf nearby. That's where Kyoko found it, after we'd begun the investigation. And you weren't at the murder scene, so there's no way you could have seen it then. Tell us the truth, Hiro. When did you see the message?
When I hit Sakura with a bottle and cut my own hand like an idiot, and then I panicked and wrote her name in it and put it back upside down. Alright.
Hold on! You're focusing on the wrong part! Why does it matter when I saw it? All you gotta do is read the Vienna sausage Ogre left us, and we know who the killer is! Toko!
What?
I don't even know where to begin with that one.
I really don't either.
He's just trying to confuse us.
Actually, can we even be sure Sakura wrote that message in the first place?
There was no blood on her hands.
Yeah? I think we can all agree Ogre wrote that message. 100%, without a doubt, she wrote it. This is me talking, so you know it's true.
Was Toko written in the book by somebody like Genocide Jack? Is that possible? We'll come back out. Without a doubt? No, I absolutely do doubt. There's no way Sakura wrote the message. Is his hand cut? Well, we haven't seen anything. Uh-oh.
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right.
I'm at least 30% right. Oh, I know. I don't remember how to reload.
Bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap.
I don't remember how to reload.
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right.
I don't know how to do this game.
The occult is bullcrap.
I don't know. I can't. I don't know how I did it. I don't get it. I don't understand how I played that game. I did good?
I'm completely unconvinced that Sakura wrote that dying message. Because if you look at it, the message was almost certainly written using a finger. But both of her hands were completely free of blood.
Bingo.
Say what?
Then, who did write it?
Hiro could very well have written it himself. That would explain how he knew about the message in the first place.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Ah! He admits it!
I figured as much.
But why would you write something like that?
Okay.
Because I killed her!
Red herring. Red herring.
Please, just let me explain what happened. I got Ogre's note, and so I headed to the rec room right before noon, just like it said.
You just did exactly as the note asked? What a fool.
Well, he is an idiot, but also shut the fuck up, Byakuya, anyway.
And when I got there...
I'm going to real quick... I gotta get up and check and see if my friend, and by friend I mean... my old roommate's dad might be here. So I need to step away for just a moment and check on them. I will be right back. guys, now I'm talking. Hey, real quick, so Lacey's dad is the one that showed up, as I had said. One of my old roommate's parents has shown up. They're moving down there, down to be with closer to family and stuff. So I'm helping pack up like all the stuff that they've used to help make sure this place didn't fall in on itself. So I will be back very, very shortly. I gotta go and help load a car up with some stuff and say some final goodbyes and stuff. So I'm gonna try to take no more than like 15 minutes here, but just hang tight or go catch another streamer. I totally understand if you guys got stuff to do, but we'll be back to solving this murder mystery as soon as I'm done here. Hold on. The worst part of that entire New York trip was the fact that it was round trip, same day. That was the worst part. We did the whole long drive there. We packed up his room, stopped long enough to eat tacos in New York, and then came all the way back. And that was honestly the roughest part. Like, I don't remember us, other than just Brooklyn traffic, that sucked. But other than that, I don't remember us hitting much. I tried not to. I tried desperately not to sleep. But I did keep dozing off in the passenger seat just because, like, it was impossible to stay conscious. And I don't drive, so I couldn't even swap out with him. Which is extra bad for Zeke. But, yeah, no. The worst part probably was just that we didn't have time to, like, crash at night or anything like that. Then West Virginia to Connecticut and back down to New Jersey in one go. That shit's rough. I mean, I'd imagine that's got to be brutal. Like, we didn't even. I remember. So we got Arby's on the way down because I had a family meal coupon that allowed you to use it like up to 3 times in one like purchase. So we got each like an entire $20 Arby's, like an expensive Arby's family meal. We each got our own on the way down there, which was the best, worst idea we've ever had, because, God, it's Arby's. But, the trip down, I remember, wasn't terrible. Wasn't a whole lot of traffic stuff. It was mostly painless. Brooklyn traffic, I remember being a bit of a bitch. I know we stopped... I think we tried to hit a Popeyes on the way home, but it was closed. So we ended up getting something else on the way home, but I forget what it was. We got tacos while we were in New York because I did say I at least wanted to get food while we were there so I can be like, at least I ate food in New York City. And they were good tacos, but it's real disappointing when you remember Mexican Coke is just Coke in a glass bottle. Yeah, the New Jersey rest stop off the turnpike, where I bought a scratch-off ticket as a joke, and then won with said scratch-off ticket, and could never cash it in, because it's in a different state. That's the most Mike-ass fucking move I've ever thought of in my life. Just bought a ticket knowing I couldn't, even if I won. There was no chance of cashing it in because you couldn't cash it in at that fucking hour. I won, and it was only like $2. Don't get me, like, it's not like I won. I don't even think it was. No, you know what? I think you're right. I think it was 10. I think I bought a $2 scratch off and won $10, and I couldn't cash it in, and it was like, well, there we are. I think you're right. I think it was a $10 winner. But it was so funny. It was just like, yeah, that's about right. Oh yeah, it's that Yelnats curse, right? I get it. Alright. Enough about that, though. I've officially helped Scott pack up all of his stuff, and he's left. Which it's one of those... It's a moment that is very happy and very sad. I will sum it up as quickly as possible so we can get back into playing the game. But, you know, I don't have a close relation to my family. Even my sister that I love to death, Jill, with all her army of kids, like, they checked in on me because my mom must have got her all worried. But otherwise, I hear from them, like, my mom messages me random stuff on Facebook, as mothers do when they don't know how to use technology. She'll accidentally share stuff with me all the time. But I'm not close with my family, kind of by choice. And, so everybody that is, my sister has like 10 kids. Army is a fair statement. I'm not over exaggerating. Like, she's got like 10 kids now. Wild. Yeah, so since I'm not, like, I don't really have a family by blood much at all, Yeah, so, you know, Lacey's family and Tristan's family, and obviously Zeke and Amy and Tristan and Lacey themselves, like, they kind of are family for me. And Lacey's dad, like, even after they moved, anytime anything was wrong, give him a call. He'd come up on the weekend. We'd build a wall to the trailer, you know, we'd repair the roof. We blew a fuse and lost half the electric, but, you know, that's a thing that happens. And, so they've always kind of had my back, and I'm glad that I've got friends and such that, like, literally I can point at any one of my friends and just be like, hey, I need help, and they won't think twice. And that's a really good place to be in, you know, because sometimes you've got friends that, you know, they can't even offer you, you know, like, a word of encouragement. It happens sometimes. They just don't have the time or energy, and luckily my friends find time and find energy. I only hope that someday before my time is up, I can pay them all back. But it's exciting to know that, you know, Lacey's gonna have her mom and dad down there. You know, she's gonna be having a kid soon. So it's all really, you know, good stuff. But this means less people to help me out and visit me, which good. I'll figure it out myself. I'm grown. But I'm excited for them. Sad, but excited. Anyway. Time to figure this out.
Sorry, but do you mind waiting? I asked a couple of other people to meet as well. Okay. Would you like some piece of candy? It might help to give you some energy. Oh, sure. Thanks.
And that's all she said. After that, we just stood around in awkward silence. Suddenly, I heard her mutter something.
This is it. Going to end it today. Going to end everything.
As soon as I heard that, I just knew. I knew she was gonna try and kill me. She was gonna kill me and make her escape. So of course I freaked out, and then I saw my only chance. I grabbed the Monokuma bottle from the shelf and smashed it across her head. I hit her from behind before she had any idea what was happening. Then she just went limp. I didn't see her move again after that. Once it was over, I pulled myself together. I realized if I didn't do something, I'd be caught and executed. So I wrote Toko's name in blood across a magazine on the table and I ran away.
I can't believe you! You're the worst! I hope you die!
Really think that would do her in? That's what I'm saying, like... I mean, I guess I get it in a weird way. Maybe Hiro, just by his sheer stupidity, is like, oh no, I had to have done it! Panic! And then he panicked.
Well,
but...
that's what happened. Go ahead. Roast me, boil me, do whatever you want.
You're not gonna get off that easy. It's death. Death for the one that killed Sakura.
Yeah, like, I think that's what he was getting at.
We're ready to vote now, right? We know who did it.
No, I think there's more to Hiro's story.
I do too.
What are you talking about? What else could there be?
There's one thing that Hiro's story just now doesn't explain.
I'm not gonna tell Hina to calm down, because I understand her passion.
And until we figure that part out, we can't consider the case closed.
Hina and Sakura had been literally the two closest out of anybody in here during this entire game. I might do the same if the one person I was really talking to and who had helped me through so much. Like, if somebody murdered Zeke, and then somebody admitted to murdering Zeke, my judgment might be clouded. So what is it that Hiro did that doesn't make sense? What he would have had to do after writing the message, it doesn't make sense. Why the magazine was hidden, why he didn't use Sakura's finger, why he picked Toko? Why was the magazine hidden? Why he didn't use Sakura's finger. There's a lot of questions. I mean, clearly that's not it. Oh man, I should be reading all these because they didn't voice it.
Shoot!
I just embarrassed myself in front of everyone! Hiro did something with the message that didn't make sense if he was trying to blame Toko. So what is it that Hiro did that doesn't make sense? I guess hiding it then? I got it!
That's true. Everything you just said. It doesn't explain why the magazine was hidden, does it? By the time the body was discovered, the magazine had been picked up and put on the shelf. Why would you take the time to write that message, then stick it somewhere we might not find it?
Oh. Well, I didn't hide it. I'm sure I just left it sitting there on the table.
Really?
He's lying! He's gotta be lying!
I don't see any reason he would lie now, after already confessing to the crime.
Valid point.
Then he's not lying?
Assuming he's telling the truth, someone else must have put the magazine back on the shelf. In other words, at least one other person was in the rec room both before and after the incident.
I don't think there's any question about that.
But then, who was it?
If they went to the trouble of hiding the magazine, they must not have liked what was written on it.
Someone who wouldn't like what had been written. There's only one choice. Toko?
I got it!
You also were there, as I
It had to be
assumed?
Toko, right? Who else would want to hide the magazine other than the person whose name was written on it?
Was he right, Toko? Did you really go to the rec room?
Why would I have... Wait, but more important, that doesn't even matter. We already know who did it, right? Hiro just admitted it.
That's right. I killed her.
No, you didn't.
Who asked you?
I don't doubt Hiro attacked Sakura with the bottle. But that's not where this case ends.
What do you mean?
What he means is that Hiro isn't the killer.
You can't be serious. That's just... I don't believe it.
Hiro, tell us what happened one more time.
Now walk us through this one more time, Hiro.
If we go through it once more, it should become clear he's not Sakura's killer.
I mean, really? You
So,
sure?
What do you want me to do?
Are you sure Hiro can handle this? Is someone gonna give the man the brain cell?
Just tell us what happened one more time when you attacked Sakura.
I don't really see why, but okay.
We haven't reached the end of the case just yet. Hiro isn't the real killer, and I have to prove that. I mean, yeah, it was... Oh. Oh, here we go. Here's where it's gonna get fun. Yeah, I mean, Hiro for someone who calls her
I didn't
ogre.
want to, but I did it.
Got status of
I
Sakura's
grabbed a
body.
Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby.
We've got yellow
And I
powder.
hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once.
I wonder if
After the
that's going to
first
be where
swing,
it
the
needs
bottle
to be.
shattered. And she went limp.
See? Isn't it obvious? Hiro really is the killer.
No, the, Oh. Hiro hit Sakura, that's for sure, but it doesn't end there. There's something that proves that. The wounds on her head. Yes, I know.
I didn't want
But is it
to,
Kyoko's
but
examination?
I did it.
Or status of...
I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby. And I hit Ogre from behind before she could
Wrong.
do
I didn't want to do that. God damn it. God damn it. God damn it.
You hit
God
her
damn
from
it.
behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once.
That's the one I wanted. And it wasn't that one.
Shoot!
No. No.
I didn't want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby.
I guess
And I
it's
hit Ogre from
Kyoko's
behind
examination.
before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once.
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
Another case where either one of those two could have been the bullet, so I don't feel bad for missing that.
If Sakura died from Hiro's single blow, that doesn't explain why she had 2 head wounds.
They're really underestimating the durability of this mountain of muscles disguised as a person.
2?
That's right. She had 2 separate wounds on her head.
And remember, this girl examines dead bodies as a hobby. Personally, I'm inclined to believe her.
Yaka, shut the fuck up. You're right, but shut up.
I only hit her once. How could she have 2 wounds?
2 wounds means she was struck twice. What's more, both attacks must have come from a Monokuma bottle.
Sakura has a constitution of at least 24.
Hold on.
At
How
least.
can you know that just from some cuts on her head? She was attacked twice with 2 Monokuma bottles?
It's not just because of her head wounds. It's also because of the Monokuma bottles themselves.
Yep.
There's something very suspicious about those bottles. Once you understand that point, you'll understand why 2 separate Monokuma bottles must have been used. Think back. After the incident, there were 4 Monokuma bottles left on the shelf, right? And we found pieces of a bottle on the ground, along with the chess piece it had inside.
That was the bottle Hiro hit Sakura with, right?
Yeah, because he's too stupid to clean up his mess.
For now, just note that there were 4 intact bottles and 1 broken bottle. But originally, there were 6 bottles in total, meaning 1 has gone missing.
But how can you know for sure there were 6 bottles?
Because we know how chess work.
That's easy. If you look at what the bottles all had in common, it should become clear.
Correlation between the Monokuma bottles, I feel like it's starting to become clear. That connection must be, it's the object that the Monokuma figure inside each bottle is holding. Ah, Hangman's Gambit. Yep, chess piece. Yep. I need an E! E! S! Give me a P! Give me a P! Give me an E! Give me an E! What's that spell?
Now I understand.
Parcheesi! Fuck! The brain cell, it's gone!
That's it. The chess pieces. Inside each bottle, there was a Monokuma figure holding a different chess piece.
They used the queen bottle to topple the mountain queen. What a gambit.
King, rook, bishop, pawn. I definitely remember seeing each of those.
And the piece that was inside the broken bottle we found was the knight, if I remember.
Ha! That's a horse, idiot.
So, what's that matter?
I guess you don't know too much about chess, do you? Then let me
God
explain.
damn it, Mike, you almost made me spit out soda out of my nose. Hey! Good. Then that means I'm funny, and that's my whole purpose in life. So I'm glad I'm doing it.
In chess, there are 6 different pieces. The king, the queen, the rook, knight, bishop, and pawn.
You're really gonna make me sit through this?
What was left intact at the crime scene were the king, rook, bishop, and pawn. Just those 4. And on the ground was the knight.
Oh, so the queen is missing.
So we only have evidence for 5 bottles at the scene, while 1 apparently went missing.
What does chess have to do with anything?
Yeah, shogi is way better.
Listen, I too enjoy a good game of shogi. I also really enjoy a good game of Hanafuda. It's not the point.
Yeah! Wait, no, that's not what I mean. So, let's say a bottle did go missing.
No, the queen was in the chair, slain.
There's still no evidence that has anything to do with this case.
It's true, the queen had fallen.
That bottle could have disappeared any time before the murder.
No. It's clear that the missing bottle is connected to this case.
How? How is it clear?
Because we literally went out of our way to get a scale. It was pretty fucking smart. I'll admit, on a crime scene, I wouldn't have thought to go grab a scale to measure the amount of glass.
Think about what state the missing bottle must have been in.
That actually was
Maybe then
pretty
you'll
big
understand.
brain. Wait, but then the bottle that was missing, it was excited. It was completely intact. It was broken.
I got it!
It was broken.
The bottle must have been broken.
What makes you so sure?
Because there was evidence at the scene that
Come
supports it.
on.
Huh?
That's right. We found evidence that shows there was more than just one broken bottle at the scene.
And what is this evidence?
It wasn't just a single broken bottle, and the evidence that proved it, that is, Kyoko and I figured it out before. Yeah, where's the scale? This. The bottle experiment.
I got it! Earlier, Kyoko and I did a little experiment. We compared the weight of the broken bottle pieces at the scene to one of the unbroken bottles. And what we found was that the collection of pieces was heavier. And the reason for that is there was actually more than one bottle's worth of shattered glass.
So from this, we can surmise that 2 bottles were actually broken at the scene of the crime.
So, Toko snapped, as well as Hiro. They both attacked Sakura. And Toko grabbed her piece and ran off. And Hiro took that chance to be like, it was Toko!
But someone did their best to clean up the pieces of one of the bottles, along with the figure inside. But when they did, they must have left behind a few too many pieces, which is only natural. They certainly had no way to measure the exact right number of pieces to remove.
But why would they have to try and get rid of it like that anyway?
Because of what it would reveal about the case.
There can be no doubt that the second missing Monokuma bottle is involved in this case. It must have been used by some bowling aficionados, Sakura's first attacker, or Sakura's second attacker. Sakura's second
I
attacker.
got it! The bottle that was removed from the scene was used the second time Sakura was attacked.
The second wound on Sakura's head came from that second bottle. Given all the evidence, this is the only possible conclusion.
The killer wanted to make it look like there was only one attack, so they had to get rid of their evidence.
From there, we can conclude that it wasn't Hiro who delivered that second blow. Wouldn't you agree, Toko? And there's the matter of the magazine. You must have been in the rec room when the incident took place.
Wait! I admit, maybe there was a second attack, but there's no evidence I had anything to do with it.
Her hair, though.
No way! You killed her! I'm sure of it!
Hiro, you just said you did it!
Shut up! Until 2 seconds ago, you were claiming you killed her!
God damn it, I'm agreeing with Toko!
I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. That's just the kind of guy I am.
No, Hiro, you're a goddamn idiot!
Plus, I just remembered something that proves it.
What did you remember?
Okay, fine. Let's hear it.
I think he's just stoned. I think that's the answer. Hiro is just stoned as shit.
It was right after I got Ogre's note. I was kind of nervous about it, so I went to the rec room early. You know, to stake it out or whatever. So I was waiting there, and that's when I saw her. I saw Toko go into the rec room.
Did?
Pretty soon, Ogre showed up, and she went into the rec room. I assumed Toko was still in there, so I figured everything would be okay. That's why I headed in.
Toko was hiding in the locker?
But when I got inside, Ogre was all alone. Toko had disappeared.
And you just now decided to share that with us?
After the shock of thinking I'd killed someone, I forgot all about it.
Could someone tighten the screws on his brain? I think they've come loose.
Oh no, those screws were never there to begin with, bud. That brain got shipped from IKEA, and some of the parts were missing.
So, Toko, where the heck did you disappear to?
You don't know what you're talking about. I never went in the rec room.
I'm sure she didn't disappear, but maybe she found somewhere to hide.
What?
Yeah.
Hiding in the rec room? Don't be ridiculous. Whoa, why are you all ganging up on me? You're all nothing but vermin.
My thought here is that Toko was in the locker, right? Hiding. And then, you know, things went on the way they did with Hiro and Sakura. And then Hiro hit Sakura. And then there was blood. And then Toko blacked out. And then moments later, Genocide Jack woke up in the locker. And also took a shot at Sakura. Put away the magazine that said Toko because Genocide Jack doesn't want to get busted for the murder. No, it's not ridiculous at all. I need proof that shows Toko was hiding in the rec room, and I have it. She left it there for anyone to find. A new element has been added. Why do I need another element at this point of the game? Yeah, teach me. So far, you've probably been pressing the left mouse button during your final strike without a second thought. From now on, you're going to have to pay a little extra attention to your finishing blow. Now you have to choose the proper truth bullet to use during your coup de grace. Your coup de grace, if you will. You'll select it the same way as during the non-stop debate. Simply press the Q key / nor use the mouse. Or you meant... How did you get the N in there? So use the mouse wheel. Also, like the debate, if your logic difficulty is set to kind, you'll have fewer words to choose from, but for educational purposes, we're going to pretend you're set to mean regardless. Just this once, okay? Oh, by the way, you're about halfway through the game. We're only halfway through? There's nobody left! What do you mean? Well then, good luck and have fun. What do you mean?
It's a lie! I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you. No, no, no! That's enough! I admit nothing. I curse
I don't remember how to reload the gun.
I curse you. It's a lie! That's enough! It's a lie! I admit nothing.
Alright, final strike. Not the glass shards, it's the locker handprint. Boom! Oh no!
Did you know someone left a handprint behind on the inside of the locker? They must have been hiding in there and put their hand on the wall without thinking. Does this handprint look familiar, Toko?
No, it doesn't.
Okay then, let's just compare it to your hand, shall we? That'll clear everything up, right?
Stop wasting my time. Just tell us the truth.
Byakuya asked her, now she's gonna fucking confess.
Okay, it's my handprint.
Yep. Simple as that.
Dang, she just straight up admitted it.
Yeah, Byakuya asked her. She's a simp.
Then you killed Sakura!
No, I swear, there's no way!
Out with it.
I probably did kill her.
God damn it.
Straight up again.
Oh, that brings me some joy. That's funny. That's funnier than it should be.
Wait, what do you mean probably?
Give us the details, Toko. What happened between you and Sakura?
Talk. Now.
After I read Sakura's note, I decided to go there early, so I went into the rec room. I didn't know what she might do if I didn't go, but I was too scared to face her head on. So I figured I'd just sneak in first and hide in the locker.
Then, did you see what happened? Did you see me hit her?
Yes, and I saw you write my name. I saw you forge her dying message.
Well, that's awkward.
Oh, well, wow. Owie, whoopsie doodles, guess I fucked that one up, huh?
So after he left, I jumped out of the locker and put the magazine back on the shelf.
And she started to stir, so I hit her again.
But when you did, you put it back upside down.
I didn't mean to. I was in a hurry.
Uh-oh, someone did a fucky-wucky.
Imbeciles, all of you.
Forget all that. Why did you attack Sakura?
After I put the magazine back, I heard a sound behind me like a monster growling. And when I turned around, there was Sakura, covered in blood and staring right at me. When I saw all that blood, I fainted. Right there in front of the magazines. I don't remember what happened after that. If you want to know more, you'll have to ask her.
I mean, I was slightly wrong about the timing, but I was right about the idea, huh? Her, you mean... Convenient sneeze.
Guess who's back?
Hell yeah! Alright, Genocide Jill. Or Genocide Seo, I believe, is what it is in the Japanese version.
It was your fault after all!
My fault, Master's fault. When our faults combine, they soar to even greater heights.
Master's fault.
Just answer the question. Did you kill Sakura?
Well, to be honest, Miss Morose and me don't actually share our memories. So I can't really say what was going on. But I was just minding my own business, sleeping peacefully when someone shook me awake. Was it a prince paying me a visit? I wondered. So I opened my eyes to see... splatter everywhere! I was not prepared for that. And, well, I guess it took me by surprise. I got so startled, I smacked her with the first thing I could find, which I guess was a bottle. Sakura was just worried about you, and you're terrible. No, she's terrible. Thanks to her, I murdered someone who wasn't an adorable boy for the first time ever.
And when it was all over, you collected the pieces of the bottle to get rid of the evidence, didn't you?
I wasn't about to die for some woman. If I'm gonna go down, I want it to be for killing Master.
Genocide Jill, if you could please just fucking get through with that one. If you want to get that one done and over with, I support it. I believe I have put the offer on the table. If you want to shiv Byakuya, we can all blame me afterward. You can get away scot-free and we'll just all die for it. I don't care what they think about this plan. I'm for this plan. I will fail the gun truth mission you put me on just so you can get away with killing Byakuya.
Just go away and die your meaningless death alone. Don't drag me into it.
But I just can't catch a break, you know? Fate's got it out for me. Because normally, Sakura should have been able to dodge my attack, no problem.
That's also very true.
Even as strong as she is, she must have still been reeling from Hiro's attack.
Nope.
Hey, come on. That's... you know... But anyway, I'm not the one that killed Ogre. So that's good.
It's not quite good here. So that's good? Keep talking like that and Hina's gonna...
Well then, that's that. Let's start the vote.
No. Thought for sure you'd have some words for Hiro on that one.
What's wrong? Come on, everyone. We're ready to vote, right? Let's do this.
No, not quite yet.
Huh? Not yet? Why not yet?
Don't you think there was something odd about Toko's story? I mean, you had to have noticed.
Odd? Huh?
Hiro's attack, and then Toko's, but that still wasn't the end of it.
It wasn't?
Tell us your story one more time. Tell us what happened after you fainted. Then even this gaggle of idiots should understand what I'm talking about.
God damn it, Byakuya!
Your wish is my command, darling.
Oh god, I think she just came. It's not over yet, is it? The one who killed Sakura is... The one who killed Sakura is Sakura.
was just sleeping peacefully. And all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me. I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
And you were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up. I killed her there in front of the shelf.
Yep. Okay, simple enough.
I was just sleeping peacefully. And all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me. I remember waking up right in front of the magazine.
And you were taken by surprise.
So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up. I killed her there in front of the shelf.
No, that's wrong.
Super easy trial, baby.
We found Sakura sitting upright in a chair. If the blow by the shelf was the cause of death, there's no explanation why she was in that chair.
So, you finally noticed.
Shut the fuck up, Byakuya.
That's just another lie from a bloodthirsty serial killer.
Are you sure you didn't attack her while she was sitting in the chair?
No, I'm sure she's telling the truth. Anyone who saw the murder scene should think the same way.
That has to be it. The evidence that proves there was an attack in front of the magazine shelf. I don't know. The blood stain?
I got it!
Oh, I don't know. Maybe?
Sakura was definitely attacked in front of the shelf.
Christ.
The blood stain by the magazines is proof of that.
Then she must have moved the body after she killed her, right? All to make it look like I did it. Because when I hit her, she was sitting in the chair.
Hey, come on now, look at me. I can't carry anything heavier than my own scissors.
That's probably a very fair point.
There's no way I could move a muscle-bound heavyweight like that.
That's true. You ain't moving Sakura.
Then what's the deal?
Well, are you still convinced the case has come to an end?
But...
Plus, the biggest mystery of all, the locked room, still has yet to be explained. Until we take care of that, we can't say this case has been properly settled.
Oh, that part's easy. After she killed Sakura, Toko just hid in the locker again.
Huh. So she just hid in there till everyone showed up and opened the door? And while everything was all confused and hectic, she just snuck out of the locker into the group.
There's no way that would happen here.
No, I don't think that's possible.
For like 37 reasons. The reason there's no way Toko was hiding in the locker is because I was in the locker, I saw it for myself, the locker was too small. I saw it for myself.
I got it!
When we looked in the door, we could see the
Even
locker
before
open.
we opened the door to the rec room, Hina and I both got a look inside. And at that point, the locker was already open. So obviously Toko couldn't have been hiding in there.
Okay then. Where was she hiding?
I don't know. What's this whole locked room thing about anyway?
How do you not know? You killed her!
I think the fact that I don't know proves I didn't kill her. Thank you very much. You're lying.
No, she's not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
But if Genocide Jill didn't do it, that means Ogre didn't die from the shot to the head.
You know, Hero, I've got a little bit of a problem that you can properly call Genocide Jack, as everyone else usually does, call her Genocide Jill, but you keep calling Sakura Ogame Ogre.
And
Well, I can't imagine what else could have killed her.
that's because you're overlooking vital information.
Could we really be missing something so important? If there's another possible explanation, maybe it's... Yellow powder, Monokuma File 4, Aoi's account. It could be Monokuma File 4, but it's probably the yellow powder.
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head.
Hold up.
No, that's wrong.
Gotta get ready for work. Have fun with the rest of the case, y'all. Hey, have a good day at work. Don't work too hard.
According to the Monokuma file, Sakura had vomited blood. I think we can assume there's a chance this was related to her cause of death. In fact, there was even a trace of blood left around her mouth.
Well, I mean, maybe when she got hit with the bottles, she cut the inside of her mouth.
If that's all it was, the file wouldn't have specified vomited blood. Not to mention, I didn't find any cuts inside her mouth.
You even checked in there? God, you really are into dead bodies!
No, I'm not into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
Yeah, that's my kink, detective work.
But if there wasn't a cut or anything, then what made her vomit blood?
Some sort of reaction within her body. Most likely, Sakura was poisoned.
Poisoned?
That's right. This is the conclusion I've arrived at, and so there can be no mistake.
You're making me go all weak in the knees!
Okay, now she definitely came.
She was poisoned? It isn't possible.
Is it really so hard to believe? Then let me explain exactly how the culprit was able to poison her.
You can explain it?
Of course, if you don't mind.
Everyone quiet! Shut up and listen to Master!
But you're the only one talking.
The key to unlocking this mystery was hiding in the chem lab up on the 4th floor.
Huh? Not in the rec room? Then I could have found it all along.
You never would have, since you gave up on the search the moment you were barred from the crime scene.
Well, yeah, good point.
Yeah, good point.
There's a big shelving unit in the chem lab that houses a variety of mixtures and chemicals. And that's where I found this.
Is that the poison?
It's not an especially powerful poison, but it'll still kill you if you drink an entire bottle. But the specific properties don't matter. What does matter is where I found it.
Where'd you find it?
The shelf is divided up into 3 sections, A, B, and C. In Section A, dietary supplements. In B, reagents. And in C, a variety of lethal chemicals.
And that's where the poison came from? Section C?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
Bottle of poison Byakuya just showed us. I'm sure I know where he got it. It was on the same shelf as all the supplements. I'm positive.
I got it!
Yep. It was in Section
Poison
A.
was actually in Section A, wasn't it?
Huh? But you just said that Section A was for supplements or whatever.
Strange, isn't it? Why would there be a bottle of poison mixed in with all those nutritional additives?
Yeah, so? Why?
Because the culprit switched it out. That's why.
What do you mean?
I mean, this.
I couldn't believe my eyes. Byakuya put the bottle of poison to his lips and...
Master!
We were so shocked at what we were seeing, all we could do is stand there and watch. But as if it were the most natural thing in the world, Byakuya was as calm as ever.
Ugh, that tastes awful.
Don't worry. I, as a member of the Togami bloodline, have trained myself to have a little bit of cyanide every day as a treat to build up an immunity.
Oh no! Master's in real trouble! You have to drink some water! You can't just swallow powder! It'll stick to your throat!
Idiot! He just swallowed poison! We need to make him spit it out!
The flavor certainly makes me want to spit it out. What's so high quality about this stuff?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the protein, of course.
Protein?
Can I see that bottle for a second?
Sure. Do whatever you like.
Yoga took the bottle from what Byakuya had and took the bottle from Byakuya and scraped out a bit of the contents with one finger. She touched her finger to her tongue.
It's protein powder.
Correct. That wasn't poison in the bottle, but harmless protein powder. Which makes one wonder, the poison that should have been in that bottle, where did it go?
The bottle of poison was actually filled with protein powder, which would mean that conversely, the poison must have been... Could it be? Give me an R! Give me a T! Give me an E, I think. I'm bad at spelling. Give me an N. Give me a D. Give me an R. We got that. Give me an I. Give me an N. What does that spell?
Understand?
Parcheesi. No, the brain cell again. Fuck.
The poison must have been poured into the protein can.
At least there was a P in it that time.
If the protein's in the poison bottle, it seems only logical to assume the reverse is true, right?
Absolutely. The contents of each container were switched. So the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can. Once you accept that, it becomes obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison.
Holy crap!
All they had to do was hand her something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
Something at the scene. A cup filled with water. A Monokuma bottle. A protein drink.
You're saying they gave her a protein drink, right?
A protein drink which actually contained a deadly poison.
What?
That's all it took to kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death.
You know, I do remember Ogre saying that protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains. So maybe she took it to try and help with the whole bleeding head wound thing.
But what was offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison.
What are you telling me? You're telling me 2 people attacked Sakura and then someone came in and was like, wow, you look rough. Here, drink up.
And I already know exactly who swapped the mixtures.
For real? Who was it?
Evidence revealing who replaced the 2 materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
Evidence to show who switched them. It has to be. It must be what we found in front of the shelf. So it's the footprints, and Sakura's feet have stuff on them.
I got it! The footprints left behind in front of the shelf. That's the evidence you're talking about, isn't it?
I visited the chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no footprints there at that point. They must have appeared around the time of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they're connected. What's more, the footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison. The culprit must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind. And given how clear the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem. All we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now. Then we'll see who...
It was me. The footprints. They're mine.
Hina?
If you're all gonna find out anyway, I'd rather you hear it straight from me, you know?
Interesting twist.
Then Ogre's killer was...
Yep. I did it. I killed Sakura.
There's no way. It's still the red herring, and I don't believe it.
Just as I suspected.
Nope.
The footprints were made by a pair of sneakers. There was no mistaking it. And the only people here who wear sneakers are...
The only people that who were wearing sneakers here are Makoto and Hina, I guess.
Me and Hina are the only ones. Oh, so Byakuya. That explains why you...
These footprints must be... Makoto, are they yours? No? Okay, then let me see your shoes, and I'll confirm their size for myself. I was gonna check the feet wiki.
If the footprints didn't belong to Makoto, that left only one other possibility.
Just Hina.
Plus, Hina's been acting strange ever since the trial began. You were in an awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you? This whole time, you've been focused on pinning the crime on someone else, haven't you?
I can't believe it.
There's no way.
What about it can't you believe?
Well, it's just... the 2 of them were so close.
It's Sakura knew. Sakura chose this.
That's likely exactly why it turned out this way.
No, I still think it's a red herring. I refuse.
Because they were so close, Sakura didn't think twice about it when Hina handed her the concoction. Hina used that trust to kill her. She deceived the victim, and she tried to deceive all of us. I have to say, Hina, coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little scheme.
Hina, is it true? Did you really kill Sakura? And if you did, why? Why would you do that?
Fuck off, Discount Kaiba.
I found her. There in the rec room. She was hurt. She asked me to bring her that protein drink. But when I went to get the powder from the chem lab, it just occurred to me all of a sudden.
Now's my chance to kill her. That's what you thought, right? That's when you switched out the protein powder, and that's when you gave her the poisoned mixture.
And then she downed it all at once. And then
Hold it! I'm not convinced.
You're not about to claim she wouldn't kill a close friend, are you? You still don't get it, do you? The game we're playing here isn't so kind. Honeyed words like friendship don't matter here. What matters is outwitting the opponent, defeating them. Not a person alive would sacrifice themselves for another. In the end, we're all in it for ourselves. Just like how this girl sacrificed Sakura to save herself.
You say that, but I'm still not convinced.
How many times do you plan to repeat yourself?
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it because of some misguided sentimentalism. But there's still that one unsolved mystery, and I'm not convinced.
Are you talking about the locked room problem?
Hina, if you really are the killer, explain it. How did you create that locked room?
well, that doesn't matter. Just because I'm guilty, that means I have to tell you everything?
No, it doesn't. But the fact that you won't tell us concerns me.
Surely you're not... Do you honestly think Hina didn't actually kill her?
And if I do?
Impossible. She switched out the mixtures. She's the culprit. There's no way you can doubt this.
Someone, I'm gonna have to contact DJ.
Are you sure about that?
I'm gonna have to contact DJ after this.
Even ignoring the fact that I don't want to believe it, it just doesn't fit.
What doesn't fit?
I mean, why would someone leave such a clear clue like a footprint? It's too obvious, too easy.
He's right. It makes it look like you wanted people to suspect you.
That was... I was just nervous. So, I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
You didn't notice?
Yeah, that's just how it was. What can I do?
Listen, Hina. Could you go into a bit more detail? Tell us more about when you switched the poison and the protein.
How come? That doesn't matter.
Hina, please, I'd like to know too.
Fine.
Waste your time if you like. It's clear that Hina is the culprit.
No, not quite.
There's nobody else to suspect. Nobody else could have possibly done it.
Go ahead, Hina. Start from the moment you arrived at the chem lab.
Well, right away I went to Section C and got the poison.
No, there was no bottles, or no footprints in front of that, so...
And is that when you spilled the powder in front of that part of the shelf?
Yeah. When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot.
I see. Okay then, go on.
So then I moved to Section A and got the protein powder, and that's where I switched them. Once I was done with that, I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room. But I accidentally put the bottle filled with protein powder back on the wrong shelf. And because of that, everything I did got found out. And that's it.
That story you just told. First you went to Section C to get the poison. Then moved to Section A to get the protein, right?
Meaning
You went from Section C to Section A. Do I have that correct?
Yeah.
But if that's true... There were no footprints! Isn't that a little strange?
Can you repeat that series of events one more time?
No! You have the answer, brain cell!
What's wrong with you, Big Mac? You're being awfully pushy.
It's the same thing no matter how many times you hear it. How long until you're satisfied?
How long? Until we figure it out. Until I uncover the full truth of the case. God damn it! I don't need a bullet for this!
First, I went to Section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from Section C to Section A.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong! Objection!
You said you went to get the poison from Section C. And that's where you spilled the powder, right?
Yeah? What about it?
And after that, you said you moved from Section C to Section A to get the protein. But the footprints left at the scene were not moving from Section C to Section A. That contradicts what you just said.
Then maybe she moved in some weird direction on purpose to disguise her movements?
No, that can't be it. Remember what Hina just said?
Just nervous, so I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
What the? Hina, what's the meaning of this?
Well...
You lied to us. Plain and simple. If you look at the footprints, your movements in the chem lab are obvious. The powder had already been spilled when you came in, and you went straight to Section A. So you never went to Section C. Whatever you did there, it only involved Section A.
Well... You see...
What the?
Oh shit, Bianca's not used to being wrong.
What the hell? What's going on here?
And the footprints aren't the only problem with her account.
What?
Before I explain that part, I'd like to submit some new evidence.
New evidence? Impossible, there can't be.
Are you sure? After all, you're the one that gave it to me.
I did?
It was hidden inside the bottle of poison you gave me. I'm amazed you, of all people, would miss such a vital clue. A truly grave oversight.
Just say it already! What is it you think you found?
I found this.
A piece of
It
glass.
had sunk to the bottom of the bottle, and the hidden clue was exposed, thanks to you ingesting the powder. I couldn't have solved the mystery without you. So, thank you for that.
But, what is it?
Oh, you still don't realize? Well then. Makoto, why don't you explain it?
The only way okay, so the only way that could have been in there would have been if that poison and that protein shake were on the chair when we broke the glass to get in. Which is why the protein shake was sitting on top of the glass. Byakuya had picked up the bottle and pocketed that bad boy.
Huh? Me?
Fine. If you really do know, explain the meaning of that shard of glass.
Shard of light blue glass Kyoko found in the bottle of poison. I think I remember now. I broke something this same shade of blue. The rec room window.
It's part of the window from the rec room door, right?
The window?
The window we broke to get in was light blue, just like that. So I think that must be it.
You're right. It must be. Of course, that leads to another question. How did a shard of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison?
What's so strange about that?
What's strange is that, according to what Hina told us,
Where was it the bottle of poison should have been when I broke the rec room window? According to what Hina told us, it should have been on the section A of the shelf.
I got it! The bottle of poison was left on the shelf in the chem lab. That is what you said, right, Hina? And yet, somehow a piece of glass from the rec room window made its way into the bottle.
Everything Hina told us was a lie?
In reality, that bottle of poison most definitely found its way to the rec room. It was there at least until the window got broken. In other words, when the locked room was unlocked. There's no other way to explain the presence of that glass in that bottle.
And then, once the room was opened, the bottle somehow got moved back to the shelf in the chem lab. Meanwhile, the protein can we found at the crime scene was planted there. That had to be after the locked room was opened. In other words, after Sakura died.
Wait, hold on. You're moving too fast. I'll grant you, the bottle of poison may well have been in the rec room when it was locked. But how can you say the protein can was put there after the room was unlocked? We already know she was given the protein can with the poison inside, right? If that can wasn't there when she died, how did she get poisoned?
You're right. We do need to explain that. But before we do, there's something I'd like to confirm with everyone here.
Huh?
It has to do with the protein can. After Sakura's body was discovered, did anyone move it or trip over it or anything like that?
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of loaded question?
Not at all. Just answer to the best of your ability.
Well, no, not that I remember.
Yeah, me either.
Not me.
Same here.
Yeah, me either.
Okay then, that settles it. That proves that the protein can found its way to the murder scene after the room was opened.
Yep.
Oh, come on! How can you say that? How can you know what I don't know?
The reason she can say that is because there's evidence. There's proof that someone brought the protein can to the rec room after it was opened. A proof is that it was laying on top of the glass. My guess was that it was on the chair, though, so I'm wrong.
When it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible. It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be. It was in there before the rec room was unlocked.
And the locked room was unlocked. In other words, when I broke the window. Now concentrate on that.
When it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible. It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be.
It was in there before the
Rec.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong!
You remember how there was broken glass scattered all around the room, right?
Of course. It came from the window you broke to get in. What about it?
Well, those pieces weren't just scattered around the protein can. We also found pieces underneath the can.
What?
And this proves it. It shows that the can must have been put down on the floor after the window was broken. So it had to be after we got into the room.
I see. So that's your explanation. Kyoko, earlier when you asked if anyone had moved the can or tripped over it...
If that were the case, that would explain the can being on top of the glass.
So you asked everyone about it to eliminate that possibility right out of the gate.
And that's made everything clear, hasn't it? As long as it was a locked room, it only contained the bottle of poison, and not the protein can. But once the room was opened up, they were switched, and as a result, the protein can wound up in the rec room, and the bottle of poison returned to the chem lab.
If that's all true, then why did Sakura drink the poison? I thought we all agreed she was tricked into drinking it because of the protein can.
No, that's not why. The only explanation is she drank it from its original bottle, knowing exactly what it was.
Precisely. She was alone in a locked room. All she had was the poison. What other possibility is there?
You're saying she drank it knowing what it was? Such a ridiculous fiction is...
Exactly what happened.
Then tell us already. Sorry. Please, tell us.
Before we get to that, we need to clarify one other
Come
thing.
on, I have to end the stream!
We need to establish who exactly got the poison from the chem lab and took it to the rec room.
Sakura
Was
did.
Hina, right?
Oh.
She took it and gave it to Ogre.
What do you think, Makoto?
The one who got the poison from the chem lab and brought it to the rec room. It had to have been
I
Sakura.
got it! I think it was Sakura herself.
Huh? So Sakura, who was apparently murdered, just poisoned herself? What are you talking about? There's no way!
On the contrary, we know for a fact she went to the chem lab, right to the section full of poisons.
You're lying! Stop lying! Why? Why would you lie like that?
No, it's not a lie. Sakura definitely went to Section C. Yuka already showed me the evidence I need. Now I have to hit Hina with it. I have to make her accept it. Oh, here we go. This game that I don't get.
You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you! You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you.
We hit a 69 combo. Does this even matter anymore?
Talking. You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! Do you have any kind of proof Sakura took the poison?
This should prove it. Hina, did you know that Sakura's foot had a certain yellow powder stuck to it?
It did?
It did. The same yellow powder that had been spilled by the shelf in the chem lab. That powder was yellow, wasn't it? So the powder we found on Sakura, what else could it be but the powder from the chem lab?
Wait. So, what was that powder doing on Ogre's foot?
And it was only on her instep, right?
Sakura must have been standing right there where the powder was spilled. So the person who spilled the powder by the shelf wasn't Hina, but Sakura. And when Sakura dropped the bottle, she dropped it away from where she was actually standing, which is how she was able to avoid getting it all over herself. But the powder still got scattered around, and some of it must have wound up on her instep.
That checks out.
Is there any problem with my thinking?
But why did Sakura pay a visit to Section C in the first place? The only explanation is that she was looking for poison. After all, that's all that section contained.
No! It was me! The poison! Because I killed her!
No, you didn't kill her.
One that killed Sakura. The connection between Sakura and the poison, the unsolved mystery of the locked room. There's only one way to explain it. Select someone. It was Byakuya!
Here's my answer. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
What? The killer was Sakura?
Wait, so you're saying it was suicide?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it any more than I believe I can fly.
I can't believe it either. Or rather, I don't want to believe it. But when you really think about it, everything matches up. Sakura went and got the poison. She barricaded herself in a room, and she drank it, all so she could end her own life. And that explains why we couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room.
Because of Sakura wanted to create the locked room.
I got it! The locked room mystery was created by Sakura.
I'm sure she locked herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did. She sat there, drank the poison, and breathed her last breath. And the empty bottle of poison rolled around the locked room until we came and opened it. At that point, someone grabbed the bottle and snuck it out of the room. And that was you, wasn't it, Hina? You did it to throw off the investigation, didn't you? When we found her body, you stayed right there near the door because you already knew Sakura was dead, and because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
That's when you picked up the bottle, right? I was too shocked to notice anything, and Kyoko was busy checking the body.
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were.
I have to go get them. I have to go get the others. On shaky legs, Hina left the rec room.
You said you were going to go get everyone else, but your real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the containers, wasn't it? Once you were at the chem lab, you headed straight to the section where the protein powder was kept. There, you took the powder and poured it into the bottle of poison you'd grabbed from the rec room. When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can. Thinking about it like that, the footprints make perfect sense.
That they do.
When you were done, you gathered everyone together. And once you were back in the rec room,
I got everyone. Oh, ogre! Oh, she's dead, huh? Sakura has been killed. I see.
while everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground. Honestly, I should have noticed. You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body. The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
So, Sakura committed suicide. In order to hide this fact, Hina undertook a series of actions to undermine the investigation. As long as you could disguise the truth, you didn't care if we blamed you for her death. That's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious evidence, right? The footprints in the powder and the bottle of poison? Vital pieces of evidence, and yet...
So you're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
No! No! No, 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 no! I killed her! I did it!
That's enough, Hina. It's over.
It's not! Nothing's over!
It is. Actually, no. You're right. We have to end this properly.
Yeah, I have to make a comic book! So Sakura slid the note. We have one for Byakuya getting the note? We do, okay. To all three people. Act 2, Toko hid in the locker, saw Sakura come in. Sakura offered Hiro candy, peace treaty. She mumbled stuff. Hiro panicked. Broke that. Saw the magazine. Wrote Toko's name. Ran. She looked out. Crawled out. Saw the magazine. Put it on the shelf. However, put it on the shelf upside down because head empty. Sakura came to. Made eye contact. Or, sorry. The faint. Wake up is crazy. Grab the queen piece. Shatter. Clean it up. Become a Beyblade. And then leave. Act 5. Sakura again wakes up. Realizes that everything was worthless. Cashed out her chips. We find her. Bottle's there. it that one? I'm gonna guess this one. This one, because it looks like they're putting it in a pocket. Sneak out of room. Grab that out. Place it down.
The killer is you! This case began when Sakura asked a number of people to meet her in the rec room. Specifically, those people were Hiro, Toko, and Byakuya. But one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others, Toko. She got there one step ahead of everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot. And she found it. She crawled into the locker to get out of sight. Then, from inside the locker, she saw Sakura enter the room. Next to arrive was Hiro. When he got there, he mistakenly thought Sakura was going to try to kill him, so he panicked. Without thinking, he grabbed a nearby Monokuma bottle and attacked Sakura with it. Thinking he'd killed her, he hastily began covering up his crime. He took a magazine from the table and forged a dying message from Sakura. To that end, he wrote down a name. Toko. By writing her name, he was hoping to pin the murder on her. But of course, Toko had witnessed the whole thing. So as soon as the coast was clear, she jumped out of the locker and hid the magazine on the shelf with all the others. But in her rush, she made one little mistake. She put the magazine back upside down. Soon after, she watched as Sakura slowly opened her eyes. She also saw the blood dripping off Sakura's head and fainted. This caused her personality to switch back over to Genocide Jack. When she woke back up, her second personality also saw the blood-soaked Sakura, and she freaked out. And just like Hiro, she grabbed another Monokuma bottle and attacked her.
God, this sucks, man.
This explains why there were 2 wounds on Sakura's head. Assuming Sakura really was dead this time, she set about disposing of the evidence. She gathered up the broken Monokuma bottle shards and the queen chess piece. And that explains how Sakura was attacked twice with the same type of weapon. But even after those 2 blows, she was still alive.
Because she's goddamn Sakura.
So then, what was Sakura's actual cause of death? It was the poison that Sakura herself got from the chem lab. She turned the rec room into a true locked room scenario, and then drank the deadly mixture. And there, she took her final breath. Later on, the rest of us we had to smash the door's window to get inside. But someone already knew what had happened, knew that she had committed suicide. And that same someone quietly snatched the bottle of poison from off the ground. And while nobody was looking, replaced it with an empty protein can. They did all this specifically to place all the suspicion on themselves, in an attempt to guide the trial to a false conclusion. And the one who went to all that effort was you, Hina. That's the full truth of the case. Sakura took her own life, and you claim to be the killer to hide that fact. Isn't that right?
That's what happened? But, Makoto, how did you manage to... How were you able to uncover the truth that even I couldn't discern?
You could just say that you suck and accept that fact and realize that I'm the true heir of the Tagami family now. You're disowned.
Huh? Oh, well, I mean...
You still haven't realized? We don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams. That's what makes us so complicated. That's what you don't understand. And that's why you couldn't solve this case. See? Didn't I tell you? When you dismiss other people's feelings, it'll always come back to bite you in the end.
You did it! Victory! Another A rank in the books. Give me my Monokuma coins!
Okay. I think we can all agree you made your point.
And I think that is where we have to save. Sadly. You have to wrap up this stream. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate you guys. I know it was a very weird stream overall. A lot of hiccups during it. So I apologize for that. But I really do just appreciate you guys hanging out with me and solving yet another murder. It seems Detective Solomon used his noodle to maximum effect. Because your boy was right. Sakura, in fact, cashed out their own chips. But what a wild string of events to get there. I guess we will continue with this tomorrow on stream. But for now, I have to get out of here. So, love you all to death. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, thank you so much for hanging out. Remember, eat good food, drink plenty of water, check on your friends, love your pets, and I'll see you guys in the next stream. Take it easy.